Well, Operation Pitting has, of course, now ended. You've been watching the evacuation. Do you think it's been a success? Could more have been done?
My goodness, the operation itself, I think clearly more could have been done in the sense that there are many Afghans left behind with strong ties with the UK and who have applied and some cases been accepted already for relocation, or their cases are still going through. So I think it's really, really important now that, we don't think this is somehow job done. This is, absolutely not the end. We need now calmly, and I think, with some urgency, to focus on completing this relocation. There's two aspects to that. One is family reunification. Families are scattered, in this sort of haphazard way in which people have been able to get out. Families have been split up. They've got sort of some families, say, in Turkey, some in Italy, some in Denmark, some in UK. So there's a huge effort now for family reunification to take place. And I hope the UK system will be generous and flexible and agile to make that happen. But there's also those Afghans left behind, as I say, who are either in the process or will be in the process of wanting to apply. So ensuring the safe passage through a civilian-operated airport for them is a really high priority as well. So there's a massive amount of work we still need to do, and we shouldn't be now just sort of patting ourselves on the back and saying, job done.
You must have friends and colleagues out in Afghanistan, some of them presumably working for the embassy. What were the operational challenges they faced around evacuating people?
Yeah, huge. I'm sure the conditions under which they were operating were incredibly stressful and difficult. I mean, Charlotte, quite frankly, more than friends and contacts on the, in the British embassy, the British officials, it's friends and contacts with Afghans. 4 years of my life since 2021, I've been working in Afghanistan, Helmand for a year and 3 years in Kabul. And I'm not alone. I mean, there is a whole community, not just in this country, but scattered across the world, who have spent years of their lives in Afghanistan, forging friendships, relationships, helping Afghans and the Afghan nation to build itself into a really transformed and transforming place over the last 20 years. And we've all been now unofficially desperately trying to help these people leave, answering their cries for help. Text messages are going to continue. The cries for help are going to continue. And I'm sure we will all be working very hard to help as much as we can.
I'm just looking at the front page of the Sunday Times here. Afghan blame game erupts. Ministers and officials accuse the Foreign Office of negligence in preparing escape routes and claim that up to 9,000 people who could have been eligible for rescue would be left behind. That's some fairly damning stuff. Do you think the Foreign Office could have done more? Could the Foreign Secretary have done more?
I honestly don't know, Charlotte. I'm sort of on the outside looking in. I'm a retired diplomat. And as I say, I've been focused, like so many other friends, colleagues from development backgrounds, NGOs, former military, just trying to help Afghans individually. I think it is absolutely necessary to look quite forensically at what has happened over the last several months the whole of this year, maybe for the preparation for departure of US troops and the operation of this evacuation exercise. When I was in the Foreign Office, the sort of mantra was always over-prepare for a crisis, over-respond to the crisis, and if it isn't so bad, you can scale back and scale down. Has that happened this time, or have we been playing catch-up? I honestly don't know. I'm not well placed, but it needs to be looked at.
Can you tell us a bit about what you expect to happen next? How do you think the Taliban are going to conduct themselves now that Western forces are leaving the country?
Yeah, I first met the Taliban back in early '95, just after they captured Kandahar, when they first appeared on the scene. And I met them in '96 in Kabul, about 3 days after they'd captured Kabul. And I've been sort of tracking their progress one way or another over the last 20 years. I don't think they've changed. I think, one of their strengths, if you like, is their single-mindedness and their strength of conviction and their faith in what they are doing and their cause. What we have seen is that they are more aware of what they should be saying, and maybe that will translate into being able to actually do some of the things that they're saying. But I'm absolutely in the camp that we do need to engage with them. I mean, the reality is they are the de facto authorities and administration in a very 37 million strong country in a very sensitive part of the world. We do need to engage with them. We don't need to trust them. We need to test them.
And can I ask you about the security situation in the United Kingdom? Do you think that we are less safe in the UK because of what's happened in Afghanistan over the last few weeks?
Yeah. My most recent role in Afghanistan, I was the NATO senior civilian representative. That's the sort of four-star civilian appointment that leads on NATO political. And I mean, for NATO, for the whole alliance, we were certainly there on a conditions base. We were there till the terrorist threat either didn't exist anymore or the Afghan security forces were strong enough to deal with it themselves. And I actually don't think that either of those conditions have been met, and therefore, the withdrawal was premature from that point of view. So, certainly the terror threat continues to exist, whether it's from ISIS-K, as we've seen this week, or Al Qaeda, who continue to be linked to the Taliban. The terrorism threat continues, and we are less well placed now to tackle it because we have no presence on the ground.
Finally, so Nick, before I let you go, can I ask you about another story on the front page of the Times today, Farthing and his animal rescue? Now, the Times has received a leaked audio recording of Farthing berating a special advisor to the Defence Secretary, Ben Wallace. Now, again, to play it out, just a warning, this has been edited as it previously contained some strong language.
I will get my staff out of here, and I'll get so many other people out of here on this flight, and then the dogs and cats are going in a cargo hold. Nobody can sit in a cargo hold, only the animals. So you get me that ISAF number, you get me the permission to get on the airfield, you get me the paperwork that says my staff have been approved, otherwise I'm going to spend the rest of my time destroying you on social media and every other platform I can find.
So Nick, what's your view on how the British government has handled this animal rescue operation?
I have really very little views on the animal rescue operation whatsoever. What I can hear in that is, the raw emotion, and raw emotion from Farthing is, emotion that so many other Afghans and individuals have felt. And part of it really is this sort of frustration and shame about what is happening. We have all worked so hard over the last 20 years to help a country emerge from sort of fragility to strength, to get girls educated, to help healthcare expand, to get institutions running, the economy beginning to run. I mean, so very, very much progress that has been achieved through blood, sweat and tears by Afghans and their international friends. And Farthing, I'm sure, is an international friend of Afghans. And, it's that sort of raw emotion that is speaking in this time: frustration, shame, anger.